So I'm the kind of person who constantly tries to refine their travel kit, so I'm covered for potentially every eventuality, be it entertainment, be anything in between. I buy tech travel accessories like they're going out of fashion, and I think they can make my life even 5% better. I'll buy more. Over the past few years, I've spent countless hours and pounds or freedom bucks for my American friends out there, and here are a few things over the past, say, 6 months that I found out that I literally cannot live without while traveling the globe. Before then though, if you want more content just like this, then do me a favor and hit that subscribe button. We're on the climb to 400,000 subscribers, which is an insane figure, and I'd love to have you part of the journey. Cheers. I have to say, I've tried many dedicated travel pillows over the years that I could probably start basically a reselling business of travel pillows. There is only one though that I can hand on heart fully recommend for all situations, and that is from Kaboo. I think that's a correct name. Firstly, I think if you're looking at those wraparound neck pillows, they sound great on paper, but you sort of end up with a heap or a painful neck trying to lean into a comfortable seating position, which is why I've ditched a lot of them. This pillow is slightly different as it has headrest straps that are more or less lock in or anchor the pillow so that you can lean into it like a hammock of sorts. It's harder to explain than it actually sounds. What I'm getting at is that this provides a stable place to rest your head and therefore a better sleep in an economy seat on a long haul flight. It's not perfect, but I think I would rather take 4 to 5 hours of acceptable rest over an 11-hour flight of pure discomfort trying to find that perfect position. Pair this with an eye mask and I think you'll feel better rested before you reach your destination. Take it from me, I've tried this a few times traveling across the globe, and this is the best sleep I've had with a travel pillow, bar none. So on long haul flights, I usually have a couple of things to keep myself occupied. As often, the infotainment options are less than stellar in an era when YouTube, Netflix, Disney+, HBO, and BBC iPlayer probably cover me for just about every type of content I would ever want or need. I'm finding though that I just want to unplug when I'm on a flight, or the fact that you do unplug even though there is Wi-Fi available. I tend to go a little bit more old school nowadays, and that is something that I do when and where possible. So for that reason, I've been carrying the Mod Retro from Chromatic for about 6 months or so. It might actually be longer now, and it's brought a bit of nostalgia back to my travel kit. I love this as a kid of the 90s. This is basically the Game Boy or the Nintendo Game Boy you wanted when you were a child. It has bright colours, it has that gorgeous one-to-one backlit screen, solid metal construction so it's durable, plus it plays all of my old carts without skipping a beat. It's perfect one-to-one emulation. I've been playing a few newer titles that have been especially published for the Chromatic, and I'm absolutely smitten as this isn't a big console. It's completely pocketable. Yes, you can literally fit this in your pocket. The battery's excellent, and I find that slowing down and playing games as intended is also something that's helped me with my gaming patience. Usually I'll see or use an emulator that does that 10 times or even 500 times speed, and I wonder why I'm blazing through a game without really having enough time to take in the experience. This has allowed me to effectively take in those old school classic games that I've loved from yesteryear. Yeah, I have a Steam Deck and I do love that dearly, but it's nothing quite like firing up the classics as they're intended and as Nintendo intended. Obviously, patience not included, but I highly recommend this one as it is a gorgeous piece of kit, and it even has link cable options so you can trade your Pokemon with your friends if you are into that kind of thing as well. I must admit, I don't often game on my Android phones all that regularly, but as a self-confessed Balatro addict, I have it on every platform possible. I've yet to find anything that gets remotely close to the Backbone Pro for comfort and convenience if you are an Android gamer. It turns my Galaxy S25 Ultra or even my Pixel 10 Pro into a proper gaming console so that I can get past another ante on my favourite game. I'm helplessly addicted to it, and the controller just aids me in sinking yet in another hour when I'm on a flight, especially, as I say, in truth, I don't take this with me every single place that I go. Instead, it's one of those nice to have accessories that works well with any phone. It doesn't take up much space and it works well with every single device I've been testing it with. Plus, it absolutely slaps on-screen touch controls every day of the week. So if you are someone who is a hardcore or ardent mobile gamer, maybe take a look at a Backbone Pro, as it is the most comfortable I've tested and the closest to a dedicated Xbox controller, PS5, whatever you want to call it. I'll be honest, I don't actually wear over-the-ear headphones anymore, save when I'm gaming at my PC. It is hard to switch away from the Sennheiser HD650s to another brand that simply won't offer me that audiophile level sound. So for that reason, for the most part, I rock the OnePlus Buds Pro 3 as my go-to in-ear earbuds every single day, traveling or otherwise. Their sheer perfection in my eyes are super comfortable, incredible sound that you can tune to your own preferences. Even the out-of-box tuning is excellent. I have to admit, I love the colour options, the battery life, especially everything about these earbuds I love. They're constantly paired with my Android friends, and I'm always recommending them to friends and colleagues alike. When I'm on a flight though, I have to say I prefer over-ear headphones as their design actually helps mask that awful drone that you have on long-haul flights. I've been using for the past 3 or 4 months the Nothing Headphone 1 headphones for a little bit on and off, and I have to say I can't really fault them. Yes, you do need to do a little bit of work to tune the out-of-the-box sound signature. It's not the best, but once you do that, these are genuinely solid headphones. I adore the design because I'm an analog kind of geezer, but I have become smitten with the battery life, which is absolutely insane. With ANC Active, I'm getting well over 45 hours on a single charge at 50 to 60% volume, which is loud enough for me. That's way more than the promised 35 hours and perfect for extended travel sessions and when you know you might not be close to a power outlet or charge, which is something that a lot of us tend to worry about. And when I'm moving from place to place, it just gives me that peace of mind that sold me on the Headphone 1 over alternatives that might sound marginally better, sure. My advice though for anyone looking at these headphones would be to look at how many people are offering EQs out there. There's a really good community on Reddit offering some solid options to really round out the sound profile to your listening preferences. And if you have the option, go test these out for yourself before you do bite the bullet, as they're not necessarily the cheapest headphones out there. Until recently, I have to say, I used the Pixel tablet on and off as my go-to video watching device when traveling, but I have since swapped this out over the past few months with the OnePlus Pad 3. It is the most powerful Android tablet that I've ever used, but the larger screen real estate has been great for when I'm traveling, as, like I say, you want a big screen when you're watching content. It's really light for its size, at under 700 grams, so if I don't feel like taking my laptop with me, which I don't on every single trip that I go on, it's the perfect 13-inch screen for catching up on shows, movies, or anything else. I really only use it to watch TV shows and movies, as I say. While Samsung does have better tablets with better OLED screens, this thing slaps those in-seat displays all over the place that not only have dodgy touch screens, but a limited selection of content to keep me entertained, which is why I like to carry an Android tablet with me. I often don't need to charge this even after a 9-hour Lord of the Rings movie marathon, which is always good in my book. I do think the detachable keyboard means I can still get a little bit of work done if I desperately need to, but I try not to use it like a laptop, as I think that defeats the purpose. It does showcase some of the shortcomings as well if you try to do that, or the shortcomings of Android in that particular form factor right now. But I have to say, this is a fantastic tablet. It's really, really good, and I highly, highly recommend it. And depending on where I'm going, I tend to switch out the various international power bricks I do happen to get on hand. So I'm heading to Japan very, very soon. As of this video going live, I probably will be traveling there, and I will be using the Type A or US plug standard. And for this, I use the Spigen ArcStation 65-watt charger. It's been my go-to for about 2 years now at this point. I think whenever it came out, it might not be 2 years. It is super pocketable, as a lot of US plugs are, so it takes up a negligible amount of room in my tech kit. I know that I can charge my laptop alone, or devices like my camera, my phone, or my watches, as there are 2 USB-C ports as well. As of the last couple of months, so I've started carrying the Anker Nano power bank, which attaches to the back of my Pixel 10 Pro because it is completely Pixel Snap aka MagSafe compatible. At 5,000 mAh, it's enough to fully charge my phone or even my camera in a bind when I'm out doing touristy stuff. I went for this power bank because I hate having a heavy side bag, and I tend to just carry a few little things in there, and many of these 20,000 mAh options are big, bulky, and especially heavy. This is just enough to keep my tech topped up in a bind, and that's all I need when I'm out for a day's trip while traveling. However, to contradict that somewhat a little bit, less frequently I do carry the Anker Nano power bank because that is another small power bank option. It offers 10,000 mAh of extra power, and for me, that all-important integrated USB-C cable, so I don't have to carry multiple cables with me. The 45-watt charging speed is amazing for all of my gadgets. It means I can access fast charging. Just tapping the side button on this as well lets you track the power bank's health, the charge cycles, and the current capacity, which again is great while traveling, as you need charge in a bind. You want to know how much you have left. I tend to carry this a bit sparingly, as I say, but it's a refreshing little power bank for me that looks good too, which I think is really, really important for travel tech. So that's not every single thing that I carry, but it's a few of those core, hardcore travel tech things that I've been using for a little while this year or over the past 6 to 8 months. I get it's nothing special, it's nothing drastically impressive, I guess, but let me know what you think down in the comment sections below. Are there any things that you have to take with you every single day? I think another thing I'd take is a SIM tool, but yeah, that's for swapping in and out local SIMs when I'm traveling, but eSIMs kind of eradicated the need to do that nowadays. But yeah, if you want to check out any of the things I mentioned for yourself, there will be links down in the description below or in the comments below. So yeah, check out anything if you want to. And as I say, let me know what you think that you use on a regular basis while you're traveling, even that is around your home counties, whatever it is where you live. Cheers for watching though, and I'll speak to you later.